slides, and you have that on there.
Please stand for the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I need a motion for the acceptance of the agenda. Kevin, second. Margaret. Any questions? All in favor? Anybody for public session or public forum?
Two, first to Joe.
Joey?
Hello.
Hi.
So it's been a while since the last time I was here. I think the last time I was here was all good stuff. Also, I just want to give you guys a little update. So in the way that the culture has started to change around here, as I talked about last year, personally, I did a painting job over at the bus garage, and everybody from the bus garage, including Bobby Joe, they all signed a thank you for just simply doing my job. Very nice of them to do. Bobby Joe, thank you very much. Awesome. I went to an SRP conference at the beginning of the month, school-related professional conference up in Oswego, up in Cooperstown, actually. And we are usually the talk of the conference. We have been in past years about how things have been. So I was at a president's roundtable this year, and I got to listen to everybody complain about how things are going in their school with their superintendent, and I got to sit at the meeting this year like this, which was a first and very nice. And when it got to me and they said, okay, let's hear what you have to say, I said, sucks to be all of you, because I love my superintendent and I'm not trading her. Somebody asked for her name and I told them, absolutely no, I'm not as stupid as the rabbit on the milk container looks. You're not getting her name because she's not leaving. We've already had that discussion. Also, there was this thing that I saw in a conference. I only have 5 copies, so if you don't mind sharing a few. But this was a little something that came out kind of like what the union does for you, right? So everybody always asks, what's the union do for you? So I went back to the very, very beginning, and with help from Ashley and some other people in the district office, to get me copies of contracts that I didn't have from the original 1978 when it was formed. I went through and picked out things that I thought were important that most people are going to ask when they become a new member of what has the union done for me. So like in the 70s, when the starting rate was like $2.40, I think in the max was $4.40. And now we are where we are today. 10-month employees had no holidays up until the 90s, things of that nature. I want to give them out to all my union members, but then the idea is to put it in a welcome packet. And when they come aboard, they're going to get a welcome packet. Bobby Joe has started this, Nick started it, and we're working together, which is awesome. And Ashley and I have talked about working together also. Nick came up with a standard operating procedure for cleanage. And he worked with another cleaner and myself on what we thought should be included in this SOP for these guys, so they have a basic knowledge of what they should be doing. It's nice to be able to work together. With that welcome packet, there should be some sort of job description, maybe what to do in the case of an emergency, all that in this packet, so a new employee will get all that right off the bat to maybe help them join the union, and just so they have a little paperwork to see what was done. So that was just something that I picked up at the conference, that I have a lot of downtime now, so I have time to be able to do projects like this, which is great. And we are heading into the second year of no grievances, which has been very pleasurable. And if we have had to have a conversation, it has been, I believe, fairly easy. The administration, I believe now, is working towards all of us working together as a whole, and it is very nice to have everybody on board heading in the same direction. So, if you don't mind that, taking us back at the end of the night though. You guys saw them before my executive committee. I have a meeting tomorrow that I have to share those with.
I just want to make a comment. This is great. I love this. I commend you for putting this together because, as you know, I'm a union person. I believe we need to educate our union members, and this is a great start, Joey. So this is great. Thank you. Good job.
Thanks, Joe.
Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, we can give it to you. Mine's keeping hers.
I wanted to keep it.
You want it? I'll give you.
I do.
Final version. I'll get you final copies. These are just rough
Thank
drafts.
All right, thanks, Joe. And who do we have for the second person?
Daniela? Sorry, I thought I was just starting again.
Good job.
You know, that's initiative.
Good start.
Danielle is running for the school board position that's being vacated by Heidi. So, just in case everyone didn't know who she was.
Hi.
That's funny. See, you learned something already. Look at that.
You see, she's in line with Kevin and Rick.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
Oh, yeah.
Got the colors now.
Bring that first thing.
So now we'll go on to the consensus agenda. I need a motion for acceptance of the consensus agenda. We got Kevin and Molly. I keep looking at Rick because I always ignore him, I know. Any questions on that? All in favor? All right. And now we have the superintendent report.
Moving right along.
All right. So again, the overarching goal for this year for our district is to raise the bar. We're focusing on our strategic blueprint. We continue to build our sense of community, a culture of leadership, enhancing our leadership capacity and effectiveness for everyone, working on aligning our policies, our practices, and our procedures, continued emphasis on improving the learning of students and adults in our environment, taking time to monitor and celebrate the great things that are happening, and limiting our new initiatives so we help everybody to focus on priorities and that they understand what the priorities are and why we need to focus on those without getting overwhelmed. Some monthly highlights: we had our grade 1 and 2 concert and art show. All county concerts were at Ichabod and the students did an amazing job. We had author Jacqueline Davies visit. The little picture down in the bottom left corner of the lemonade is part of a skit that the students had put together. They wrote it, they recorded it, and they shared it at an opening event welcoming her. Ms. D'Amico and Laura Backlund, Beth Flores, a full committee of people worked really hard on making that event very, very special. You can see some artwork. We did have a visit from the Easter Bunny last Friday, which was really exciting. All the kids were so excited. And we had our pre-K parent night on April 8th. I did have the president from Columbia Green Community College visit, and she will be retiring. So we were talking about their programming and how we can continue to have a partnership with them and work together. And I am really excited to share with you that we have 5 students that were accepted into the Bard Early College program this year. Mike, I don't need to put you on the spot. I can't remember. Is it 3 seniors and 2 juniors?
I think we did 2 and 2.
Okay. But then we accepted a 5th one. I think that one is a senior.
Correct.
Okay. So we did open up the opportunity to juniors if they wanted to do this as a 2-year program. 2 of them were accepted, and then we have 3 seniors. Today was School Bus Driver Appreciation Day. These are all of our team here, along with Mike Johnston's drivers. We couldn't do it without them under the leadership of Bobby Joe Nato. So we thank you all, because if they can't come to school, They can't learn, and we need you, and we appreciate you, and we love you. So thank you for all you do to keep that moving every day, not only to get our kids to school and from school, but for having an after-school bus, for really working hard to coordinate so that our students can go on field trips and also all of our sporting events. It is a puzzle that probably a lot of people would really struggle with. It's like an 1,001 puzzle, not 10 pieces. So thank you, Dr.
I got the video. I don't know.
I know, I was wondering if we had.
Yeah.
Because they come in as babies and they're inquisitive. They are unpredictable. Every day is different.
And every day is special at Taconic Hills in Leah Brack's classroom. Born and raised in the capital region, Leah has been in education for 33 years. She's taught kindergarten for 28.
I babysat a lot growing up. I worked at a summer camp all through high school. And I loved being with kids. I just always knew that that's what I wanted to do.
Other than her love of children, one of the reasons Leah wanted to become a teacher was her dad. He went to Taconic Hills, then came back to his alma mater to teach.
He was here for 33 years.
Appreciation. Tomorrow, April 23rd, students and staff are encouraged to wear purple to support military families and the children who are children of military parents. Cultural immersion trip. The Cultural Immersion Club and the food service class took a trip to Chinatown in New York City around the beginning of April. They spent the day experiencing the vibrant culture, and they got to sample authentic cuisine. FFA trip. On March 28th, 8 FFA, which stands for Future Farmers of America, students went to SUNY Cobleskill to compete in the meat identification and milk and quality CDE contests. A couple examples of the contests are identifying retail cuts and sampling to detect for defective milks. The next topic is academic updates. Pre-K and kindergarten parent night. This is an update in regards to the attendance of the pre-K and K parent night. On April 8th, roughly 72 adults had attended this parent night, showing an increase in the number of parents who attended. During this event, high school students had volunteered to take care of the students while the parents went to this information session. In addition, Kyle Mathler, the Director of Food Services, provided treats for everyone to enjoy upon entry. For this month, I have no student concerns. Positive changes. In the library recently, over break actually, a large flat screen board was installed in the high school library. And this will be used more for more group classes and sessions that are held in the library setting. And that will conclude my report.
Thank you. Good job.
Erin, I just have one question, which is, you said May 10th is the award, because that's a Saturday, the award night, high school.
I believe it was
Okay.
moved to a Saturday this year.
Oh, it's a Saturday, okay.
May 10th at 7 p.m.
Oh, thank you so much, I just wanted to confirm that, I didn't know.
Let me double check on that, because I'm not 100% sure that's right.
Okay.
Let me double check on it for you.
Thank you.
Okay, we go to the Board of Education Member Activity Report. So 5 of us went to the Atlanta conference. Anyone prepared to talk about? Joe, you look like you're getting your book ready. Just pick one thing. I think next month we'll pick another thing, because I know there's something else that I wanted to talk about, but I really wanted to do a little more research before I brought it. And of course, I just did not have time to do that.
I really like the way Ron presented it.
All right, Joe, you're up.
Exception to the rule.
Well, yeah, many to talk about.
No, I know, we'll talk about one this time, the next time we'll talk about another.
Okay. Revolutionizing student attendance. 3 R's: engage, restore, and reward. In New York City, 300,000 kids last year were no-show to school.
I went to that with you, so did you, Rick.
Well, correct me if I did something wrong.
Oh, I will. You know I will.
In
You know I will.
In 2023, it was 1 in 3. It doubled since the pandemic. Barriers are parents, transportation, and poverty. This is the highest reason. Kids are bored. Instruction versus response. We have to take a stand. It's important to have a strategic plan, and they do game nights and relevant to current projects. Mentors is most important, and we already have somebody associated with the kids. To restore, higher progress, find out why not attending, fix it. See if we can find out why the kids aren't attending. Student-teacher, improve student-teachers relationships. I'm just touching base here on something. Community circles is effective. Trauma, having an implementation for trauma reasons. Building emotional literacy and prioritizing relationships with the public. It was a very good class.
It was a good class. Ron?
I'm debating whether I went to my favorite class or my second favorite class. But I'll save the
Well, save the
suspense
other one for next
for
month.
May, because then that's a showstopper. The one class I went to was regarding DEI. As we all know, and if we follow the news, that's become a topic of concern.
You're the chair for that committee.
Yeah. There you have it. And I learned some stuff that I didn't really know. That a lot of people, when they think about diversity, equity, and inclusion, they're thinking about racial lines. But it's not just about racial lines. It's about all groups. It's about single parents. It's about, women, men, different groups. And they were saying that the people that led the course, that a lot of people, they want to know why we have this, because it sounds like their child is being deprived of something. But what their explanation was is that just because your child may not need help in one area, they may need help in another area that child is getting in the first area, doesn't need in the second area. So it's not about, we can't look at it in terms of what am I getting, so I don't want them to get it. We have to look at it in terms of, we're just taking care of the kids that we have before us. And whatever their needs are, we need to meet them. And of course, they're very concerned about what's happening, with the pressing of the reduction of DEI programs and the structure that there are in the different schools and businesses. And it's very understandable. I don't understand it myself. If I can give you something that's going to help you, I don't need to reward myself. You need to help the person that needs to have that program or that structure put in place for them so that they can basically succeed. It's about lifting all boats, not just one boat. And that was basically it.
Well, thank you.
Thank you, Ron.
Molly, do you want to go now?
Yeah, I'll go. I'm going to actually present my favorite one. So the official title of my favorite session was The Intersection Where Trauma-Informed and Culturally Competent Schools Meet by Dr. Melissa Sadin. And it went into children and students with ACEs, so adverse childhood experiences, and how that affects them as they learn and grow. So we talked about how it affects the brain structure and development with impulse control, behavior, and why they act maybe the way that they act. And just because things like parents divorcing, food insecurity, housing insecurity, just because it's a common thing doesn't mean it's not affecting somebody so heavily. So I took so much away from that, understanding our districts, our situation right now with our families and, you know, how they're providing. And I brought that back with me, and it also affects me in a way where I work with kids after school, and I look at them differently, and I can understand how their brain is functioning, what they need from me, and how I can meet them where they're at. And that was big for me. And this was my first conference with everybody.
Molly was so excited.
I was so excited.
Your first one's always
It was
exciting.
and I had a wonderful
Yeah.
time, and I feel like I connected with the people that I went with in a different way than just as a colleague. And I can learn and understand their background and where we're coming from on different ideas and situations. So that was really important to me.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
Janine.
Okay, so this was my first conference and my first year here. I had a great time, just meeting people from all over, all the different states. Like, I don't even know if I met people from New York, like when we were there.
There weren't many.
There weren't many, yeah, everyone was from all over. But yeah, I just enjoyed talking. After going to a few sessions, I realized that we all had like the similar problems, whether it was busing and transportation. That was an issue of teachers and getting enough teachers in different subjects, or just holding on to teachers. Attendance was an issue. So it seemed like we were all like kind of discussing like, what do you do? And what do you? And so it was interesting hearing like different things and just kind of commiserating a little bit, I guess. But the session that I chose was the same one Joe chose on the attendance. Because I guess I was kind of surprised that the attendance was such an issue. After seeing the kindergarten teacher saying how the kids, you know, love learning and love coming to school. So what happens from like kindergarten until like your senior year. So the platform of that session was called Knowledge. KNOWLEJ.
I went to that one last year.
Did you go to that? Yeah. So it was a principal put on, who's part of this knowledge platform, this principal, elementary and middle school, put on just the different principles of the values and motivation to get kids to go to school. It was definitely very positive. She was saying, instead of kind of like the carrot and the stick, where sometimes you can just, there's a lot of discipline, if you don't come, this is what happens, like, but I think this program is more rewarding the kids, like trying to get the kids, you want the kids to be there. And a lot of this, she said, with the attendance is like the post-COVID. So like she said, it'll never go back to like pre-COVID, like things have just changed and we're not really gonna go back there, but we wanna move forward and see what we can do to help the kids. And it is a different time, and I'm realizing like we're on the board, we're all older, so even for us, like we didn't have phones when we went to school, and we didn't have COVID when we went to school. So I feel like the kids are experiencing different things now, and it is for us to relate. Like, so they're trying to give like the kids rewards more than a piece of paper. Like you get an honor, you get a paper. She was saying she asked the kids, what do they want? They're like, we want an ice cream party. So it's like giving them things that'll make them happy that, you know, you went to school for a couple weeks. Like, okay, we're gonna give you ice cream from the lunchroom or a party. So it's just positive reinforcement, which I thought was like, I mean, it seems simple, but it was like engaging. It made them wanna come. And the principal said she knew all the teachers, all the students, and all the parents at the school. She said how important that was for the principal to be connected to like all those pieces. And what happened was, because she was so connected, she made sure that all the teachers were connected and they knew the students and they knew the parents. Just being that like close knit kind of also helped them encourage the kids getting to school and doing that. But like re-engaging, bringing students back to school and reigniting their passion for learning, rebuilding trust and strength in relationships between the schools, the families, and communities. And then like rewarding, celebrating, like some of it, Joe and I were like, I guess some of it, like, I guess they kind of give them money, which seems a little weird.
Yeah,
But some of
they
it,
gave you money.
yeah, we were like, what? But
Kids would get money.
I think
They'd
part
get
of the
gift cards.
platform,
Well, it wasn't really money, it was like
It
they
was like-
earned points, and then with the points, they would get, like,
and you could get like gift cards,
Yeah,
where they're like, okay, you can get
But I
gift
wanna know
cards
where the
for,
money's
like,
coming from to
Starbucks.
do this.
Donations and stuff.
Oh, donations.
So they offered like, yeah, different gift cards to us. But I just thought it was a great way trying to get kids to connect to somebody at school, whether it's the teacher, guidance counselor, a coach, friends, the principal, the superintendent, like just someone, so like when they're there, they have that connection, they want to be there, they want to see that person. So, I thought it was great, I thought it was really good. Knowledge.
I won't cover that one because you two did, but there is one thing that this principal said that kind of stuck out to me, is she talked about, I don't know, she was disciplining a kid or a kid that was just acting up. And she either yelled at him or she did something negatively towards him. And what she said was, she went back later and apologized to that kid. And that made such a difference to that kid that the adult went back and said, you know what, I'm sorry that happened. So that really affected me when she said that, because I know I'm guilty of it myself. Trust me, you know. So I really that touched me, and I tried to emulate that now. So all right, so mine was, you know me, I beat a dead horse. So mine was hands-on learning. You know, I've been here 10 years, I've been trying to get a, you know, trades in the school and things like that, and hopefully we're on that path. So this is Lawton, Oklahoma. This guy was the director of workforce development. So he was a guy that went out into the community and he got businesses to connect with our school district, give kids apprenticeships, internships, just opportunities to jobs that are out in the workforce. Not everybody goes to college. I keep saying that. I'm going to keep saying it until somebody finally listens. So what they do is they start early. They start in 8th grade, and they have programs during the summer. One is a farm to table program in the summer, and this is for like the middle school kids to prepare them for 9th and 10th grades when they're going to start career exploration. So the farm to table program I thought was interesting because kids, once they found out there was a lap chicken, so there was a chicken that sat on the kids' laps while they might be picking vegetables or whatever. That was a big hit. So now all the kids signed up for this program in the summer because of this lap chicken. And they said, you know, that's their hook. Like that's their hook to get the kids. So he said, you know, ask yourself, what is your hook for these programs? So everyone wants the chicken to sit on their lap, which, you know, whatever. But I thought that was really cool. They did a meteorology pathway. They did a construction class, but they do all this for the 8th graders in preparation for when they go into high school. And then that's where they start asking these businesses to offer their kids some opportunities. Either they come in and talk about their careers. So again, it's not about the college careers. It's about, you know, the careers that are not college careers. So after the session, I asked the guy, they have a career fair specifically for students who are not going to college, specifically. And I think that's a great idea. Because I think the kids that don't go to college and you have a college fair, I think maybe they feel a little intimidated because here they are and, you know, they have no plans to go to college. So what are they getting out of that? I asked the guy after the session, I said, how do you get these, you know, because he had a lot of businesses. He says, this is what I do. He goes, I boots on the ground. He goes, I go out. He goes, I go out every couple months. I'll keep going back until they give me something. He goes, if they don't give me opportunities for kids, he goes, I ask them to donate something so that we can give opportunities to kids. So he's been very successful in doing that, but you need somebody that's, you know, going to be out there, boots on the ground kind of. So anyway, I like this guy, and I hope that we can do something similar here. And that's it for me. All right. Okay, we have the election of the votes. Can we have a light, please? I must strain my eyes here to see. Okay. Okay. All righty. So when you have the election for the BOCES board members, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. So I need a nomination for Evan Brooks to be a BOCES board member. Can I have a motion, please? Janine and Rick. Any questions? All in favor? Now we need a nomination for David Finch to be a board member of BOCES. Kevin, second. Margaret, any questions? All in favor? Okay. Next up is Nadine Gazzola. I need a motion for her to become a BOCES board member. Kevin, second. Joe? Any questions? All in favor? Next, we got Melanie Spock, become a BOCES board member. Motion, please. Kevin, second. Molly. All in favor? And now we have the BOCES administrative budget. I need a motion to accept the budget of $7,461,009. Motion, please. Kevin, second. Janine? Any questions? All in favor? Now we have the 2025-2026 tax levy. So I need a motion for the approval of the tax levy at 3.5% for a total levy of $26,506,443. Ron, second. Molly, any questions?
Yes.
Yes, go ahead, honey.
All right, I would like to explain my position because the tax levy is driven by our proposed 25-26 budget, which I fully support. And I want to thank everybody, Ashley and everybody who worked on the budget. It's a great budget. And that you and your staff put together a tremendous budget. I didn't mean to use that word, I'm sorry. It's a great budget. There's never been a better budget. I can't support the 3.5 tax levy increase. I'm going to tell you why. It does use $3 million from our fund balance to offset the taxes, but for another $800,000 out of our fund balance, we could have a 0% tax levy increase. And that's, I believe, at this time where we should be. Especially in light of the fact that we have been written up a couple of times by the State Comptroller's Office for having a substantially high fund balance. We've been written up a couple of times by our external auditors for having a high fund balance. We're allowed to have 4% unassigned fund balance of our budget, and we've had as high as 45%. We've worked on it this year, and we've knocked it down from $18 million down to, we'll have about $10 million under the 3.5% tax levy increase where we're using $3 million. We'd have $9 million if we did a 0% tax levy increase. But that's still around 25% of our budget where we're allowed to keep 4%. Sooner or later, I'm afraid that somebody's going to come down on us for not following the law. The law says we're allowed to keep 4%, and the commissioner, as late as September of 24, has actually again said in a ruling, the commissioner has repeatedly held that at the end of each school year, all unexpended operating funds in excess of the statutorily permitted 4% of the amount of the budget for the upcoming school year must be applied to reduce the tax levy. Nobody does it. But sooner or later, somebody is going to get in trouble for it. I just want to get on the record as stating I don't believe we should be raising any new taxes with our unassigned fund balance that high. So I'll have to vote no.
Okay. Anybody else want to say anything?
I will assume all risk and responsibilities. I think that we should have more money. It's for the future of the school, the kids in our community. I'm in favor of that. They want to blame somebody, right here.
And the only thing I will say is I'm in between both of these two gentlemen. I believe we need to grow the tax levy each year. When you look at, we always get this sheet about how the tax would be affected in each city or each town. It's literally a meal out. I don't understand why people don't feel that taxes go up. We got eggs that go up, still haven't come down. We have gas that goes up, still hasn't come down. And we have everything that goes up, so why would you not expect your taxes to go up? So, yes, I understand what Rick's saying, I understand his position, I understand Ron's position. The thing is we're using $3 million of our money right now. And I asked Ashley before when we were at our workshop, is what is 4%? 4% was 2 million. So we wouldn't even have had enough money to cover this, and we would have had to go to the taxpayers. So there is talk about raising it to 10%, and if we do raise it to 10%, that will be somewhere, did we say it was like 4 million, is that what we said? So it would be about 4 million. So then we're using 3 million, so we'd have $1 million left in the bank after spending that 1 year. So, yes, we have the money in there. Yes, it's against the law. No, there is no penalty for having it. We've not been penalized for it. So that's my position on it. I am not on either extreme. I'm right in the middle usually, so that's my say. Anybody else? All right. So we talked about it. All in favor? Okay. 5-4. Passes. All right. Good.
Good luck.
Yep, see you soon. All right, we have new business. So this is what's going to be the propositions that are going to be on the for the vote. We have election of 1 school board member. Heidi's leaving us. We have the 2025-2026 budget. We have the funding of the repair reserve. We have the amendment of the capital reserve fund. We have the capital improvement project, building and site improvements, and the purchase of school vehicles and buses. I need a motion, please. Molly, second, Margaret. Any questions on those? All in favor? Got the property tax report card. I need a motion for that. Motion? Joe, Ron, any questions? All in favor? I have the MOA with the Taconic Hill support staff to pay them to drive the senior class trip. Right, refer to the senior class trip position. Margaret and Heidi.
Where is the senior class trip?
Where's the?
Oh, that's right, the hardship too.
Really, Ron?
No. That was the big
Poconos, right? Am I wrong? Am I right? Come on.
That was a
Come on now.
That was a fan
Come
of
on
the
now.
70s.
All right, any questions on that? All in favor?
You gotta laugh. Come on.
We have an MOA with the Middle Management Association. It's for the 10-month head bus driver position. Motion, please. Molly and then Margaret. Any questions? All in favor? Policies. I'm going to refer to Margaret to talk about them before we make the motion.
Okay, we have a bunch of policies that we are doing all first reads on. So when you have a chance, take a look at these, please, so that you've read them before the second read. First one, it's very simple. It was already revised in 2024, the 0110.2. We just have to put in the Title IX connection numbers correctly. We have new concurrent enrollment, which is just dealing with the programs that we have here that we offer to students, just clarifying, we never had this policy before, how you already have to be going to school here the year before so that you can get a recommendation from your teachers, or we know how your work is for some of our specialty programs. We have more than those two, right?
So the second read, we have the sex discrimination, student harassment, the school board conferences, and the school. and the school district
Oh, all
records.
those, sorry.
Those are the ones that we're actually voting on.
Oh, those are the second reads.
The
I
other
thought we
ones
were
are-
doing all first reads, sorry, okay.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Those are the ones that
I
we're
was literally
actually-
like,
Yeah, that's what we're
Roseanne,
adopting
I'm
tonight.
like, never mind, I've just done this long thing. Okay,
The
sorry,
first
I
reading is
am a
just for
little
the,
tired today. So we're doing all second reads of those.
Yes.
Sorry about that, 011. Here we go, sexual harassment, this page. Yeah, okay, this is the one we worked on long and hard. We had a lot of help from Sandra and Lynette, and we finally got it, and thanks to Alexis too. It makes sense, it's clarified, it's looking good. I don't have to go through all of these, student bullying. We were just updating these and school district records regulations. So these are just updating when you are, if there's been an issue, simplifying the process of where you go, how do you make your complaint, who you talk to, how you fill out your form, making it all streamlined, easier to understand. And the school board conferences, that one is very simple, short policy. If you sign up to go for the convention and you change your mind and decide not to go, as a board member, you are on the hook for paying that admission fee. So the school's not gonna take that hit. Okay, sorry about that.
no, it's all right.
Well, I'll do the first reads next time, but do take a look, because we're covering a lot of ground and we want all of your input when possible.
Ron will definitely look at those.
Yeah.
Motion, please. Joe, second. Janine. All in favor? Okay, so now we have some bids. We have, our accountants, RBT. They used to be, Torsia, Delame, yeah. All right, and so I need a motion for that bid. Joe, second. Margaret, any questions? All in favor? We have donations. We have $2,500 from the American Farmland Trust for the New York State Farm to School Institute Initiative. Motion, please. Heidi, second. Molly? Any questions? All in favor? Okay, textbook adoption. So we have two technology textbooks. Motion, please. Margaret and Joe. Any questions? All in favor? Now we have textbooks, disposals. Motion, please. Molly, second. Margaret, any questions? All in favor? The Student Data Privacy Consortium. So I need a motion for that. Janine, second. Margaret, any questions? All in favor? So now we have the acceptance of the personnel agenda, which goes from B to, what is it? T is in Tom, thank you. Motion, please. Heidi, second. Joe. Just look over everything. Does anyone want to mention anything, question anything? That's good. All right, all in favor? Thank you. Let's see, anybody for the second public forum? All right. Additional items to discuss. Is there anything else anybody wants to discuss? All right. I need a motion to go into executive session. Motion, Molly and Heidi, and it's 7:24. All in favor? All right. Thank you all.